Welcome everybody to once again Bukit Jalil in this lovely Nicole David arena. It is day 2 of the CIMB Foundation WSF World Junior Women's Team Championships presented by Air Asia, and lots to look forward again today. We are kicking off with an 11 AM Pool A match featuring Egypt, the #1 seeds and defending champions, taking on the 9 seeds France. And then later on this evening at 6 PM we have the United States up against South Korea. So first up, the heavy favourites, Egypt. We have the #1 strings playing first. The runner-up in the individuals, Jana Shihar, takes on Ninon Lemachon, followed by Sana Ibrahim, the #3 strings, against Mahé Assansi. And finishing up with Farida Mohammed, a semi-finalist in the individuals, taking on Yuna Loek. And once again, alongside me, my partner in crime this week, we have Paul Hornsby.
Good morning, Jenny.
Morning, Paul.
Just like to congratulate you on the pronunciation of the French team now. It's absolutely breathtaking.
Thank you. We'll see. Not sure if the French people would agree, but hopefully we'll try and keep that up throughout this encounter.
Half time.
So we did walk in before the match and saw the Egyptian girls knocking up. They were looking quite the professional unit, weren't they?
Very smart.
So the French girls with a big ask today, up against the favourites. Great experience, as we've said, for these girls to get on the glass court, taking on the best juniors in the world.
Yeah, it doesn't come much tougher than this, does it, for the French girls? It's about, as you say, soaking up the experience.
Both these teams having played just one match yesterday in Pool A. There's 4 teams. France losing out to Switzerland 2-1, so hopefully they're still remaining in good spirits. And Egypt, unsurprisingly, beating Singapore 3-0. See the team benches just behind the glass back. There's always quite a few Egyptians. I think in the individuals they had about 9 coaches with them. Not so many out there for the teams, but still a lot.
It's a good ratio of player to coach. There's actually, I counted at least 5 girls still here as well, so there must be one person stayed on for the teams to just soak up the experience. It's quite a good opportunity really for future generations of junior teams to stay and see what it's all about, and you still feel as if they're part of the team even though they're not going to play a match.
Yeah, one eye on the future. I think we saw a glimpse of Hania El Hamami, the world junior champion, looking incognito in a cap. She's finally having a rest today. She did play yesterday.
I suppose that is a consideration really, the players that make it right the way through to the final, which obviously was Hania and Jana. They literally don't get a day off, do they? So it is an opportunity to rest those players, because there will be some big matches coming up towards the end of this week.
Yep, and France choosing to rest their #3 player. Mahé Assansi is #4 in the team, so she gets a good opportunity today. She'll be featuring in the second match.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you all to CIMB Foundation WSF World Women's Team Squash Championship 2019. Second round, first string match. Jana Shia of Egypt to serve. Ninon Lemarchand of France to receive. Best of 5 games. Love all.
A little smile from Lemarchand. As the runner-up of the individuals, Jana Shihar serves to begin the match. Oh, and a nice start.
In out, 1 love. Not up. In out, 1 all. Down. 2-1. Up.
Well, that's a great
Hint out.
straight and backhand
2-0.
drive there from the French lady.
Yeah, she's started well here with 2 very strong drives on both sides. And a nice little fortunate
3-2.
bounce there.
Well, I mean, I would have thought that the advice from the French coaching staff would be to just get on there and enjoy it and throw everything you've got into the match, really. Just back yourself. There's no weight of expectation on your shoulders.
4-2.
Well, she's playing extremely freely. Lemarchand, 4-2 lead.
Down. Hint out. 3-4.
Well, she really does want to take her chances when they present themselves, because she's going to be up against some serious hard hitting from Shihar.
Down.
Egyptian girls certainly hit the ball well, the pace.
Hint
all of
out.
them. I've not
5-3.
seen any Egyptian junior that doesn't give it a good belt.
Yes, let.
They
Yes,
must be
let.
so used to it, training with
5-3.
each other, competing, all extremely competitive. The tempo of their matches is always very fast-paced.
That was well
Hint out.
down.
4-5. Yes, let. Yes, let.
Good decision by the referee.
4-5.
Would have liked to have seen her just volley that. She's got the skills to volley drop that into the front backhand. Probably would have won the rally.
Well, that's a bit fortunate.
Touche.
5-all.
Good
Lucky
lift
shot.
down that side wall from the French lady.
Down. 6-5.
There's just been a couple of careless errors, really, from Lemarchand. Just maybe snatching at a couple.
Down.
A little bit of an edgy shot there.
Hint out. 6-all.
So 6-all. Lemarchand doing extremely well to compete here. It is, I think, as we said yesterday, a different feeling as a player when you're representing your country. It's not just all about yourself. You're on there with your teammates behind you, and that sometimes can make it harder for some players, but other players thrive in that position.
Hint out. 7-6.
Stroke to Shiva.
Stroke to Egypt.
Yeah, just pull the ball out into the middle there. Le Marchand.
8-6.
These are the big points if she's going to have a chance to pinch this first game. She's certainly been competitive and she's gone toe-to-toe with Shiha, but these are the rallies that really will make a
In
difference.
doubt, 7-8.
Just,
Out.
Yeah, it's unlucky.
just touched the out of court
In doubt, 9-7.
area. This court actually didn't used to have that glass up there, which was all I never enjoyed playing on the courts where the glass stops
10-7 game ball.
at the out of court line. Horrible feeling when it just clips out and it actually goes out the entire court.
Yeah. Makes it look a bit worse than it was.
Yeah.
That's a nice finish.
11-7. Game to Egypt.
So
Egypt
great
leads
finish from
one
the
game to
Egyptian.
love.
She pushed on and takes that first game 11-7. That'll settle some nerves if there were some. So in just 6 minutes, Gianna Shiha leads 1 game to love, 11-7.
Well, it was a competitive first game for the most part. Le Marchand coming out firing in the early stages of this match. She got a nose in front on the scoreboard and looked like she was causing the Egyptian player quite a bit of discomfort on there, but 1 or 2 errors crept in the back half of the game, and Gianna Shiha did stamp her authority on that first game with a nice cool backhand volley finish to take the 1-love lead.
Fifteen seconds.
Egypt leads 1 game to love. Love all.
So Le Marchand played well in that first game and she was pretty quick to come back on. So looking forward to the second game she must be. Didn't use all of her rest time in between games.
Down. In doubt, 1 love.
Just a 6-minute first game. We've seen a fair few quick games, as often the case in the early pool matches. Tends to be the higher seeds against the lower seeds, so it can be one-sided at times.
Yeah, that's right. Although we did have a very tight match. Last match yesterday went right to the wire, 14-12 in the 5th. Katie Wells of England managing to start her England
Down.
career with a win.
Yeah, it was an
In doubt,
edgy one.
1-0.
Didn't know which way it was going to go. I'm sure we'll have more of those to come the next few days.
Down.
Oh, I was hoping for a between the legs shot there, Paul.
In doubt,
I
2-1.
was asking for it.
Yeah.
Just it should have been between the legs. She's not been watching Renee Melwalili lately.
Down. 3-1.
Had a few slightly scrappy shots.
Yeah, the
from
ball's
Gianna
just
Shiha.
spraying around a little bit, coming through the middle at awkward positions, and ultimately the ball's out in the tin. But there's nothing wrong with that finish.
In doubt,
from Gianna Shiha.
2-3.
Really brought that ball down very quickly, staying very
did.
short.
Nice tall girl. She lifted her body up to meet the ball.
Yeah, I like the way that the French girl got onto that ball. It's just too high.
Yeah, she did
gonna be a
everything
stroke.
right.
Stroke to Egypt.
Yeah, she had
3-0.
Jana Shihar under pressure in that rally, but just let her off the hook.
Oh, it's just gone up.
4-3.
It's glued to the sidewall. Another one.
5-3.
On the glass courts, it really does stick. If you can manage to get it tight, it's very hard to get it off.
Not up.
Well, she's starting to run away now.
6-3.
Jana Shihar, 3 quick points on the board. Again, Le Marchand just not
7-3.
quite managing to make the court big enough for Jana Shihar. Great lift. That's classy stuff from Jana Shihar.
8-3.
Great variety of pace and height. Just a simple drop shot to finish the rally. What about
We
this?
could hear the strings on that.
9-3.
You could hear the cuts you put on the ball.
Well, she's really relaxing her way into this now, Jana Shihar.
Went up early to meet that backhand volley.
10-3 game
She's
ball.
hit a couple of beauties on that side.
Certainly has. The errors from the racket of the Egyptian number 2, right on cue,
Down.
seem to have
4-10
disappeared.
game ball.
Still plenty of game balls to work with for the Egyptian to double her lead in this first match. There's a chance, nice touch. So with that feathered
11-4,
forehand
game to
drop,
Egypt. Egypt
looking very
leads
cool.
2 games to love.
Jana Shihar walking off court, happy with her work so far. She wins that second game in 5 minutes, 11-4, and leads 2 games to love.
Yes, that second game just slid away from Le Marchand. She came out once again firing at the start of the second game. She actually got to 3 reasonably quickly, 3-2, 3-1, but it was a long time before she registered another point on the board because Jana Shihar was really firing on all cylinders. She relaxed into the game and found a mark in the front corners.
It leads 2 games to love. Lavo.
So here we go, kicking off the third game. Comfortable start so far for Jana Shihar. But Le Marchand has done well, I would say, especially that first game. She's up against the second best player, junior player in the world right now. And she's put a good show on. Again,
2 love.
starting off where she left off at the end of the last game, another lovely forehand drop.
Yeah, she's looking very comfortable on there, Jana Shihar.
3 love.
She's had to absorb a bit of firepower, though, from the French girl.
Out. Stop. Stop.
Oh, this is going quickly now.
4 love.
Yeah, it could be another quick one.
Well, she's so good from that area.
5 love.
Anything where she's got some angle and some height to work with, she really bites into the ball with those strings. Takes it in very, very clinically, as you were saying, Jenny.
Yeah, and a bit of taste of her own medicine there from Marchand's racket.
1-5.
She did well there. It was an awkward one at her body. She managed to create some space.
How quickly was she onto that?
Oh, did she get that?
Really upset the rhythm of that rally, didn't she? She's on the return of serve so fast.
She did. She almost looked like she was going to hit a backhand serve and then turned onto a forehand, and that's the problem if you're serving, doing a forehand serve and don't do it well enough. If someone steps in, you're quite a way away from the return. She's done well to get that. Be a let ball.
No let.
No let.
Yeah, that was harsh.
7-1.
Janashia was very much willing to play the point again. She's almost given the ref the answer, but he didn't fancy it. Nice controlled play from the Egyptian. It's looking extremely comfortable.
8-1.
She has
right
this.
box.
I like the way she. You noticed how after a lot of the rallies she has that little. She does that little thing with her wrist and a racket. She used to do it. What? Have a look.
Notice that.
I noticed it a lot in the individuals.
Stroke to Egypt. 9-1.
She fiddles with her grip. She
Oh.
just releases it in her hand on her hip every now and again. Keep your hand nice and loose and relaxed on your grip. I like spotting the little habits of players.
Minor details, yeah. I'm not sure that was deliberate to use the sidewall to keep it short, but it worked anyway.
Deceptive.
Still a mountain to climb though for Le Marchand.
Down.
Even bigger now.
And out.
So
10-2 by
10-2, more of the same in this third and looking like final game, and
Match to Egypt.
another forehand
3
winner
games to love.
from the Egyptians
7,
racket. A nice
11-4,
day at the
11-2.
office. Fairly relaxing morning for Janashia. She wins the first match, the first string match. She is playing at number 1 for her country today. She takes just 18 minutes to dispatch Ninon Le Marchand. 11-7, 11-4, 11-2.
Well, as you saw there by the graphic and the length of the games, they got progressively easier for Jana Shihar as she relaxed away into that match, playing with a huge amount of freedom. It was a good effort from Le Marchand. The first couple of games, she got a little bit of joy by attacking those front corners, but over the course of the match, she couldn't quite maintain that against a very, very strong-looking Egyptian player.
Okay, so first match done in this Pool A tie. We just saw Janashia beat Ninon Le Marchand 3-love. So it is now time for Sana Ibrahim to take on Mahe Asansi at the number 3 string match. That will be then followed up by the number 2 players Farida Mohammed and Yuna Luek.
Half time.
Okay, so our number 3 string players warming up the ball. Sancy of France is the number 4 in the team, so they've rested their number 3, and it's Sancy's opportunity now to enjoy this moment. And Nicole David Arena, Bukit Jalil, the National Squash Centre for Malaysians for many years now. So a big task up against Sana Ibrahim, also the number 4 in her team. They're resting Hania El Hamami today.
Time. Who's serving? Thank you.
We can see Mahia Sancy getting some last words of encouragement and advice from the French coach. France, such a strong nation in squash these days.
Yeah, so these girls will be the future generation for the French, and it's experiences like this that these players will really thrive on.
CIB Foundation.
Yeah, the
WSF
highest they've ever
World
come in the World
Women's
Juniors
Team
is 6th
Squash
position.
Championship 2019.
Always done well in
Second
Europe at
round,
European Team
third
Championships.
stage match.
But lots more
Mahia
competition on the
SNC
world
of
stage,
France
of course.
to serve. Sana Ibrahim of Egypt to receive. Best of 5 games. Love all.
So here we go. France needing a win to stay in this tie.
Down, hand out. One love.
Just gonna have to keep the ball out of the mid areas. The Egyptians always so good at
Yeah, absolutely.
disposing of them. I guess like most people are, if you put the ball in the middle of the court, you're gonna get punished.
Yeah.
Down.
She was let off the hook a
And
bit
out.
with the error.
1-2.
Needs to really make sure the width is good. Negate that middle area.
Down. Hand out. 3-1. out. 2-3. Down.
Both
out.
players taking it in turns just to clip the tin on that
4-2.
two-wall boast from the forehand side.
Most of the teammates and coaches are on their phones there. Spotted. Should be some fines going on there.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there.
not what you'd want to see,
They've
is
got
it?
off
when
the phones just in
5-2.
time for our camera shot.
Must be. They're probably on the phones tuned into us, Jenny. That's why.
Exactly, yes. Why wouldn't they be?
That's nice.
Up.
Great finish there from Ibrahim.
6-2.
Very positive action of the racket. Really accelerating the edge through, and that's another great finish.
And again, she's picking her off.
7-2.
Thought it was going to be dangerous at the beginning. She's looking a little bit loose. Sansi, again, middle of the court. It's one after the other at the moment.
8-2.
Shot practice.
It's the Sana
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim show.
There's another.
Well, like you said, Jenny, Sensei's going to really need to tidy a game up if she's going to
9-2.
have any inroads into this match, because at the moment she's just handing up too many opportunities on a plate for
Yes,
Ibrahim.
it is difficult, of course, but there's a lot of, that's the
That's
way
what
you
you
want
just
it.
do that, don't you?
Yes, just do that.
Just keep doing that and you'll be fine.
Yeah, just taking her a couple of
3-9.
minutes to find her range. She's got it now. Just anywhere but the middle.
Ah,
Not much you can do with that though.
Hand out.
Seen lots of backhand
10-3
cross-court nicks, especially
ball.
from the Egyptians. What was your favourite shot, Paul?
you probably should be able to answer that, Jenny. You mentioned
Forehand
it earlier.
hold.
Yeah, I like to hold the ball.
Hand out.
Forehand hold on the side, on the
4-10
from the
game
front
ball.
or the middle used to get me
Yeah.
many a time.
It's a bit of a one-trick pony though, Jenny. It's all I had.
Down.
So it's the tin
ball.
from the French player.
Egypt. Egypt with 1
And
game to love.
the first game to Sana Ibrahim. Looking very good out there. So lots of nice shots and finishes. So in 5 minutes, Sana Ibrahim takes the first game 11-4.
Well, not too dissimilar to what we saw in the first of this France versus Egypt match, with the French girl stepping up and getting a couple of early points on the board. But as the game unfolded, Sana Ibrahim found her range, to say the least. There was too much loose stuff down the middle from the French lady, and it has to be said, the Egyptians looking rather comfortable on there.
Egypt with 1 game to love. Love all.
So both players back on court, pretty sharpish, eager for this second game.
Second game.
Second game.
Second game of the second game.
Just
It's
like
quite different
Just like
commentating on team events. I
love
don't think I've ever
all.
done it before.
Yeah.
Just one match after the next.
Down. 1 love.
Always tricky when the serve's hitting the sidewall, knowing when to judge and when to take it before or after the sidewall. That was close to the cut line, that serve.
Down. Hand out. 1 all.
Well, she's misjudged that serve.
2-1.
Had a quick look at the racket to check there's still some strings in there. Oh, that was asking for
It
it.
was, wasn't it?
3-1.
She fancied that one.
Glad
Boom.
she tried to hit it as well.
Yeah.
So a few errors from the Egyptian to start this second game.
Hand out. 2-3.
Yeah, more. We're feeling more shots will be on display from Ibrahim for the remainder of this match.
Well, it was a simple finish in the
3
end.
all.
Once again, ball squirting out to the tee.
Oh, good dummy.
Yep. 4-3.
Ah, fantastic.
Hand out.
One of her own.
4
Lovely
all.
kill.
Yeah, that's good. Did well there. You know, the ball just popped out at a slightly awkward
5
angle.
all.
Ibrahim's movement just got a little bit exposed.
Down.
That's
Hand out.
just giving it straight back though. That was not the right
5
shot for me there,
all.
Jenny. Anything straight would have been better.
No, it's just overcomplicating it there.
Oh dear, that is a miscue.
So to front. Hand out. 6-5.
So yeah, the Egyptian just losing a bit of focus in this game.
Yeah, it's gone a little bit scrappy, hasn't it?
Yeah, you can't, no
7-5.
matter who you play, and you can't afford to give freebies away more than a couple a game.
In fairness to Asonsi, she's taken chances when that ball's popped out into the middle. She's managed to move it into good quality areas of the court.
She has, and I think we've seen
Out.
the Egyptian in that rally stepping up a gear.
Hand out. 6-7.
Well, as we've seen time and again though, these next few points at the back end of the game are often the hardest ones to win. It's when experience and flash shines through.
Up. 7 all.
Dying in the back corners. 7 all. You can see a more focused end to the game from Ibrahim. His last couple of rallies seem to indicate that. Doing well here, Asonsi. Under the kosh, that's going to be trouble.
Up.
Yeah, made no mistake with the finish there. Massively overhit length from the French
8-7.
girl. Give Ibrahim a huge amount of time to prepare and put that ball away.
Out. 9-7.
Well, having held the lead for the majority of this game, I would suggest that the French girl that was now got a bit of a mountain to climb if she's going to turn this back around, because as you said, Jenny, the focus from Ibrahim has switched back on.
10-7. Game ball.
It has. It's led her to 10-7. You'll often find that once you've had a bit of a switch off when it comes to the business end. As we all say, it tends to be the more experienced player that knuckles down. She's now in the winning position. Could be it, but no. Good stuff by Asonsi this game, though. Did she finish it? Oh, I think the back.
Down.
Oh, she's won the point.
Hand out. 8-10. Game ball.
She'll definitely take heart from this game, whether she wins it or loses it, Asonsi.
Down.
Well,
9-10.
that's 2
Game ball.
missed return of serves on that backhand side from Ibrahim, so she's now just got 1 game ball remaining.
It's a good
Down.
drive.
11-9.
Strong backhand drive
Egypt.
to clinch the game.
Egypt leads
11-9.
2 games to love.
But a better showing from Asonsi. She will be pleased with that, I think. Give her some confidence for the third game. So in just 12 minutes, it is Sana Ibrahim who leads 11-4, 11-9.
Well, it was a much tighter game on the scoreboard, but it was a bit of a scrappy start for the Egyptian player there. Opened up the game with 3 unforced errors. Continued to clip tins and put the ball on the French lady's racket, who, in fairness to herself, put the ball away, and she was moving it around into good areas of the court, trying to keep the pressure on the Egyptian girl. But as the game got towards the business end, it was a much more focused looking Ibrahim, and she manages to take that second game with a bit of a sigh of relief, I feel. 2 games to love.
Egypt leads 2 games to love. Love all.
So serving it 2 loves up, 2 loves, 2 love up. Loves the 2 loves lead. Sana Ibrahim looking to win the match for the Egyptians.
Yeah, I think we'll see a bit of a
1
charge
love.
now from Ibrahim. So just watching that second game back as she finally got the last point on the board, she had a bit of a sigh. I think she probably feels like she took a foot off the gas on in that second. Don't want to take anything away from Sanze. She's competing well, digging deep.
2 love.
Yeah, I agree, Paul. I think this one's going to be a slightly different start to the last game.
3 love.
So both these teams have the afternoon off, I think. Just the one match at 11 AM this morning. What do you recommend them to do around KL, Paul?
Ooh, now then.
Down.
Well,
4 love.
the only things I've done is go to Chinatown and go to those
That's
Twin Towers.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's only 2 things.
Yeah.
A few people have been out to see monkeys and stuff, haven't they?
Been to see the Batu Caves. I've been here for the last 15 years and never visited them, which is
Really?
pretty shameful.
5 love.
Our Squash TV crew got straight there, but no monkeys, unfortunately, apparently.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah, that's bad luck,
And out.
because
1-5.
everyone I've spoke to seen loads of them.
Scared them off, I think.
Must be a timing thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of squash at this tournament, but the teams do get the odd bit of time, so it's nice to try and get a bit of culture. Oh, that's a
well
good
done.
length.
Down.
Yeah, it's well done from up there.
And out.
Awkward area of the court to get
6-1.
control, but that's exactly what she did get. Lovely straight volley. Oh yeah. This is good. Very proactive, aggressive squash from the
7-1.
Egyptian. Storming away with this third game.
Yeah, just as you predicted, Paul. Focused again. She wants to wrap this up in 3 and give her teammates the win. Sanse still fighting though. She wants to stay in here as long as possible. Soak up every bit of experience she can.
Yeah, exactly.
8-1. Right box. Out. 9-1. Up.
It's a nice touch. Again, you can hear the strings on the
10-1
racket.
Match ball.
It was pretty high, but enough cut on it, enough spin on it to still not bounce up too much. going to be tight.
You could
yeah.
tell, couldn't you?
It's
A little
gonna
bit
be
of side spin on the ball as well.
It's going to be a horrible one.
3-love.
But nice to see smiles
Level 4.
from Asante. I'm
open
sure
line
she
and
enjoyed her
level
experience out there on the show court, but not really enough in her armoury to trouble the Egyptians. So after 70 minutes of play, it is Sana Ibrahim who takes the tie for Egypt, winning that match 11-4, 11-9, 11-1, 3-love.
Well, as we suspected, that second game seemed to refocus the Egyptian player, and she wasted no time taking control of the third and final game there, taking it 11-1, just 1 point on the board for the French girl. But it was very good, proactive, aggressive squash, as you'd expect from the Egyptian girl, and she eases her way through to a 3-love victory.
So confirmation of the results so far. Egypt yet to drop a game with Yana Shihar beating Ninon Le Marchand 3-love. And then we've just seen Sana Ibrahim taking out Mahe Asante 3-love also. So last match of this Pool A tie will be Farida Mohammed, the semi-finalist in the individuals, up against Yuna Lek.
Half time.
Okay, so ready for the last match of this fixture. The Egyptians so far been pretty plain sailing. But the French camp looking pretty happy and relaxed there, bit of dancing going on behind the court.
I think I saw a bit of bottle flipping going on actually.
Bottle flipping, is that where you've got to land it?
Yeah, you spin it and got to land it out of space. It's quite addictive. I wouldn't try it.
He was doing that, the French.
I think I saw them having a go, yeah. Oh, what's going
Oh,
on
what's
there?
going on? So
Breakdancing.
we saw Alice Green of England doing some show court dancing. She was pretty good actually at the
Yeah.
worm
That's what
yesterday.
it's got, is it? The worm.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's impressive.
so everyone having a good time so far. So here we have the number 2 string match. Farida Mohammed on her backhand of Egypt, striking the ball as cleanly as ever. Made the semi-finals of the individual events. And Yuna Lek on her forehand. So again,
Time.
tough ask for the French player. But like her teammates, sure wants to make the most of this experience.
Time.
So even, is that dancing or coaching?
That's for sure, really.
A bit of both maybe. He's feeling it. Lots of smiles.
Yeah.
And see Hania there. Little smile herself.
Oh, yeah.
Look, she's in incognito today, hiding from the paparazzi. She is the darling of junior squash right now, finally getting her hands after 3 years of trying on that World Junior Champion trophy. So happy days for Hania, seals off her junior career to
Yeah, it was,
continue her march.
Lovely scenes on there on finals day. Popular winner, I think. Very deserving winner, absolutely.
Yeah, very happy for her.
Everything's looking quite relaxed down there courtside.
It is.
CIMB Foundation WSF World
And I think
Women's Team Squash
there
Championship
is
2019.
obviously, it's got to be said, a big gulf between
Second
these
round,
two teams.
Second string match.
Further down
between
the event, there
Farida
definitely
Mohammed
won't
of
be
Egypt to serve, Yuna
that many
Lek
smiles.
of
Things
France
will get a
to
bit
receive.
more serious, a bit
Best of
tighter.
5 game level.
But like yesterday in that
Lek.
England and South Africa
Yes,
match,
Lek.
it was plain sailing for England the first 2 matches,
Level.
and then we had that tie break in the 5th for the 3rd
Yeah.
match. It was pretty tense. Don't think that'll happen in this one, but you never know. Not every match ends up the same, even if there is a big gap in the seedings. Oh, great start.
And out.
She
1
snuck
now.
up behind her, and then she's a little dink cross court. That's clever.
Stroke to Egypt. Stroke to Egypt. And out. 1-all.
Well, she was looking strong in the individual event, Farida Mohammed.
Down.
She gave Hania El Hamami a lot to think about
2-1.
and cope with in that semi-final match. Going down in 4 games to the eventual winner, so she's obviously going to be a pretty fearsome number 3 for whoever Egypt play later on. That's what you call
Oh,
strength
she
in
got
depth.
it. She got it. You could hear the power on that
And
forehand
out
cross
2-all.
court, but check out that. Hee-hee. Just got to do everything to get your racket on the end of it sometimes, haven't you?
And out. 3-2. Out.
Looked like it was heading out. Just overcooked
4-2.
the back wall boast there.
Five two. Down.
The power and accuracy, a little
6-2.
bit too much to deal with for Luek at the moment. 6-2 down. A long way to go.
found a length, Mohammed. As
7
you say, Jenny, it's not just how accurate it is, it's the pace that it goes in there as well. Just leaves no breathing space or time for the French
Down.
girl to do anything other than hang
And
on
out
to
3-7.
survive.
Yeah. Been gifted a point. Just pulled off that volley a little bit too much as she played the ball.
Just tried to do too much with that backhand drop.
And
Too much
out
cut,
8-3.
too steep. Actually hit it with the edge of the frame.
And out 4-8. No tap. And out 9-4. Out.
It's going to go out. It was on its way. It was travelling.
Yeah, I think that's probably a
10-4
sign of
game ball.
the pressure that she's feeling on there, really. She's been a couple of shots that she's hit high and hard and have sailed out of court on the front wall and back wall, so.
Yeah, it's a game ball. 6 game balls for the Egyptian.
Oh, wow. Nothing wrong with that.
And out.
The
5-10
finesse
game ball.
from the French player. That was beautiful. Look at that. Straight into the nick.
Excellent shot.
No matter what happens, she can take that away from this match.
11-5.
So first
Game to Egypt. Egypt
game
leads 1 game
going to
love.
the Egyptians. Happy with that, I'm sure, Mohammed. Just 5 minutes. Seems to be a familiar time for these games in this fixture. Farida Mohammed leading 1-love, 11-5.
Yeah, so it was business as usual for the Egyptian team, with Farida Mohammed really taking that game by the scruff of the neck. Getting the pace nice and high, hitting with accuracy into the back of the court, save for a couple of errors from the Egyptian, and one superb winner from the French girl. It is quite comfortable once again. The scoreboard ticking over quickly, and Farida Mohammed in control.
Egypt leads 1 game to love.
Okay, so Mohammed leading pretty convincingly 1 game to love.
1 love.
Yet to drop a game in their team matches so far, the Egyptians. Heavy favourites. They're 8 times winners of the World Junior Team Championships, Women's Championships.
2 love.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's not for the first time, is it? You know, they obviously finished first, second, and third in the individuals.
And out 1-2.
They haven't lost this event since 2005.
It's reminiscent of the Senior Women's World Team Championship last year in China, where Egypt had 4 players in the top 6 in the world. And how do you compete against that? They actually rested Shabini in the final as well. They rested the world number 1, still beat England
Correction.
fairly easily.
2-all.
Yeah, it's always a case of their B team being extremely good
3-2.
in Egypt.
Good from
4-2.
Loek, taking advantage of a loose return of serve from Farida Mohammed.
Serve.
Great
Can she
serve,
finish it? It was a bit predictable. It was.
This is good. She's extending the
Oh
court
yes.
there. I mean, that's 3 shots played to absolute perfection,
5.
really. Great serve. Dragged into the front. I'm not sure she was aiming for the back wall neck.
No, but she definitely deserved that point, didn't she?
All of a sudden, she finds herself 5-2 in the lead.
Similar to the last match. French players starting the second game well.
And out 3-5.
Oh yes. She's enjoying a timeout there
And
now,
out
Loek.
6-3.
Yeah,
Couple
she's
of-
firing in.
Sneaky little alley fist pumps. It's great. She has got a really good serve. Just couldn't quite follow it up, but she's created a couple of chances at the
And
front
out
from her
4-6.
nice lob serve. Seen a lot of the serves by the juniors hard hitting. She's taking a bit more time over it.
When you played, Jenny, did you have a preferred serve or did you mix it
And
up?
out
Mine was pretty
7-4.
average, to be honest.
Right.
Not always the best, but not always the worst. Never went for a lob like that. Tended to hit the sidewall, but yeah, pretty average.
And out 5-7.
Always backhand serve
Yeah.
from the forehand. Yourself?
Oh, yeah, probably similar, to be honest. I never really thought about mixing it up too
6-7.
much. Always serve backhand.
I'm coaching a little 10-year-old at the moment, Orla Clark, if you're listening. I'm going to make you re-watch this because you're getting a shout out, but she's always done a forehand serve and I'm trying to teach
And
her the
out
backhand and
8-6.
she's really good at it, but it's trying to have the confidence of
Yeah.
being like the only 10-year-old at fixtures and things that does a backhand serve. But she's plugging away with it and doing very well.
Wow, that was a chance there,
And
wasn't it,
out
for Loek?
7-8.
She's
It was.
getting close to the finishing line, but as we said in that previous match, these last few points of a game all of a sudden become very, very hard to win.
8 all.
It's a carbon copy of the last match we watched so far.
Yeah,
French players having the
Now-
lead, but the Egyptians just using that experience.
now that cross-court drive really knocked the stuffing out of the French girl.
Ball on that, off that post.
It's good. It's going to be too good.
11-8 game
not.
to Egypt.
Coming back, not
Egypt
sure what
leads 2 games to love.
happened there, but more smiles from the Egyptian camp. So another 5-minute game, 12 minutes so far with 2 5-minute games, and it is 2-love to Farida Mohammed, 11-5, 11-8.
Well, as Jenny has just said, it was almost identical to the previous match, with a response from the French girl in that second game, having lost the first. Really took the game to Farida Mohammed, started firing in. Mohammed maybe just on her heels a little bit at times, and after trailing on the scoreboard for the majority of the game, she had to switch back on to finish the game strongly. So we'll see how the French girl can respond to that in this third game.
Egypt leads 2 games to love. Love all.
So here we go, start of the third game, potentially the last game of this tie. I think There's a slight bit of confusion at the end of the second game as to whether
1 love.
that was the end. Mohammed perhaps wondering if it was just best of 3, but it is best of 5, regardless of the results of the matches so far. Because as you said rightly yesterday, Paul, if anything happens, it can still go back
2
to
love.
count back in the
Yeah.
group stages. And generally the coaches and players, especially of the lower seeded teams, want to play out every match, have as much court time
3
as
love.
possible.
That's right. Well, this continues to be,
4 love.
as you put it, Jenny, a carbon copy of the previous match.
Stroke to Egypt. Stroke to Egypt. 5 love.
She did well there, Loak. It was a lovely defensive lob, good
And out,
example of turning
1-5.
defence into attack. She hit the lob and then set herself up for the forehand drop position. Did it nice and tightly against the side wall. Couldn't sort herself out for that one though, so it's 6-1. Big lead
And out 6-1.
for Mohammed. Oh,
We can't afford to give it away so easily from that position.
7-1.
And again, scoreboard turns over quickly in favour of the Egyptian.
8-1.
a lot of court coverage. Oh, she got that. But
Didn't
she's
fancy the next one, did
no,
she?
she'd already done a fair bit of
9-1.
running there. Few French court sprints, but credit to her. Never say die attitude. Great to see. Chase everything down still.
Well, it's running away from her
10-1.
very,
Match
very quickly here.
Yeah, quickest game of the match so far. So 10-1 match ball for Farida Mohammed. I always want to say flow rider.
Oh, nice finish.
11-1.
how-
Match to Egypt.
What a
3 games
way
to
to
love.
finish.
11-5.
Lovely.
11-8. 11-1.
Killing Nick Boast. Look at this. Rolls out the floor past the French feet almost. So 3-love. Very much convincing scoreline for the Egyptians. And Mohammed, 17 minutes. 11-5, 11-8, 11-1.
Well, there's not too much more to say about that third game other than it was one-way traffic. Farida Mohammed really finished that game off very, very positively, wasting no time, breezing her way through that third game. Some nice attacking shots, a few errors from the French girl who was on the back end of it, but what a way to finish with a rolling nick. And that seals the deal for for Egypt rather, and it was, as you probably would have expected, straightforward.
So confirmation of that Pool A match. Egypt, the strong favourites, an extremely convincing performance, beating France 3-love. And then later this evening we'll get to see the United States at 6 p.m. local time taking on South Korea. So I'm sure you'll all be tuning in for that one. Hope you enjoyed this morning, and we'll see you again later.